Hey,
How's it
how's it
going?
going? Good, yeah, how are you?
Good. I'm good. Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us. This is really exciting.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Let me know if this connection is good for you on your end. Are we
I
good?
I can hear you okay. I think sometimes you can never really tell until like, I don't know. It seems okay to me, so let's run with it and
Okay,
see
good.
what happens.
We're good until it all isn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. Let's just run with it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're back. Making music, having sort of been making TV shows and movies for a while and releasing songs in between, but this is sort of your first proper project since like 2015. Yeah, what made you want to return to music for a project like this?
Well, so many things. My fans, for one, have been so incredibly patient. I don't know how they are still hanging on. It's like you said, been since, I don't know, it's been years since I've released a body of work in music. And it's obviously, of course, been a goal of mine to do that since. So I just am so excited to be putting out a small collection of songs as I continue working on the others that I've started, and new ideas that pop into my brain all the time. Now, so that they can enjoy what I've got and what I'm proud of and what I'm excited about. And it's literally coming out in a week, which is crazy.
How long have you been? Yeah, there's these are some of my questions and some from your fans as well. But a fan called Emma wondered how long you sort of worked on this project. Was it sort of like quick a turnaround? Have you been thinking about these songs for a while?
I missed the last part of that. What did you say?
Have you been? So was this quite a quick turnaround for the project, or have you been thinking about these songs for a while?
It's, what's funny? It's been a while, but it doesn't feel like it's been that long, which is weird. I don't normally feel that way. Sometimes I'll write a song and a week later I'm like, no, that's so far gone from where I am right now, and it's been like 6 days. Anyway, these songs I wrote last year, probably about a year to a year and a half ago, which is crazy because that's like a long time. But there's songs that I still feel so connected to and so proud of. And they've definitely evolved since we wrote them. We've gone back and made a couple changes here and there and just continued to like fine tune and perfect them, up until literally a week ago. So I still feel like they're super fresh and new, which is a great feeling. And yeah, I'm just so excited for people to hear
Yeah,
them.
yeah, no, it must be so strange to sort of like have these be holding on to these songs for so long and waiting to get them out there, and maybe to you they feel like they've been you've had them for so long, but it's going to be like a really like totally fresh experience for everyone else when it finally arrives, which is great.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, you're sort of I mean, so you're releasing the EP next week, and then you've got something else coming later in the summer, and obviously this is called Half Written Story. Yeah, did you sort of envision sort of splitting the songs that you've made into sort of like two different records right in the middle? And what made you want to release these tracks particularly first?
So there are a few reasons as to why I chose to break this project up into two parts. And they're definitely, as far as the themes of part one and part two, there's definitely an evolution as far as where I'm at and what I'm feeling. There are songs that, I guess what's exciting about this is that I can continue working on part two and knowing that, I mean, it's pretty much there, but there are still things that I want to say, and there's still things that are on my mind that I'm so excited about the idea of like possibly putting them on as well. And just having this as an opportunity to like give everyone what I've got. And the reason I chose these songs for part one is basically it just kind of falls into a timeline matter. This is part one of the story. I think there's a season 1, 2, and hopefully many more to shows. You don't have to give it all away at one time, right? So this is part one, and the rest is coming.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I think you just slightly cut off. I think we're okay now. I think we're back on. But yeah, no.
Okay.
That's great. I don't want to spoil anything for everyone who hasn't heard it, but it's great. It's wonderful. But there were Katie, as well as about 100 others, wanted to ask if there's a track on here, one that we haven't heard yet, that you're really excited to get out there, and for people to hear.
Oh, I don't know if I can pick just one. I'm so bad at that. Damn. Okay. Well, maybe I can give you a little lowdown on each of them. There's obviously only 3 that people haven't heard. So I Love Yous is obviously my current single, which I'm pumped about and love to see people are into it. Wrong Direction came out at the top of the year. And those are sort of, everybody's seen the track list now. Those are kind of the bookends of the project. And what falls in between are Your Name Hurts, which is a song that I love so much because it just basically captures that feeling of, when you go through something with someone that you once loved, whatever stage you're in, their name, that word is something that is like the best thing in the entire world. You hear that and your heart skips a beat, the biggest smile comes across your face, and it just like affects you in the weirdest, most amazing ways. And then suddenly it becomes something that just like stings and sends chills up your spine, and it just affects you differently, and not in the way that it ever did or you ever wanted it to or it ever should, but it just does. And that's that. And I don't know, I feel like that's a real thing, and that goes for anybody, whether it's someone you were in a relationship with, or somebody you just no longer talk to, or somebody you feel differently about because of something that happened. Whatever it is, I think that I don't know, I find that to be true with a few names in my life. But anyway, that's that song. And this LOVE is a song that, well, what can I say? That's not even
You're on the spot now.
I just want to say it all. This is a song that maybe I'll skip this one because I don't know how to talk about without giving too much away. This one's like really fun. The production on this song I really loved. There's like some cool little weird like noises and sounds and stuff that you hear on verse 2, which I love. Man Up is a super fun song. I am really excited about this one. It was a concept that I had for a while, that when I went to write the song, it literally just, like when I say it just happened, it literally just happened. I was with my friends Brett and Kennedy and D Mile, and again had this concept, ran it by them, and D Mile was playing this amazing track, this amazing beat that he was putting together, and all of a sudden, and you'll know when everybody will know what I'm talking about when they hear it, it basically just like flew out of my mouth, the words, and it just kind of came together. It's a super fun track, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And yeah, there was your super long-winded answer.
It's good. Everyone needs to know about everything, and honestly, it's when people hear it, like I can understand why I think it's nice to leave some things up for interpretation. Yeah. Do you find writing music to be like an empowering thing in making music?
An empowering thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think there's so much strength and power in vulnerability, and I feel so lucky that I have music as an outlet to express myself, and a platform to where people will listen. It's an honor, really, but I do think it's incredibly empowering to be able to just write in general, and you don't necessarily have to write for anyone to see or hear what you're writing, but I think it's such a great thing to do. It's such a great way of getting, whatever it is that's been weighing on you off, taking that weight off of your shoulders and kind of just putting it into another space. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Have you found this, I guess, this past few weeks or month or so, have you found it to be like an interesting and productive time creatively in terms of your music? Yeah.
I have. I have days where I feel like, that's not the case. But
Mm.
I definitely do love that I've had this time to just kind of be alone with my thoughts. As dangerous as that can be for this one, whose brain never shuts off. It's just been nice to like not have any distractions, not have to be in a million places at once, and actually be able to sit down in front of my computer and, you know, try and figure this stuff out on my own as far as making a song. This is the first time I've actually been able to like put together this little home studio that I've been wanting to do forever. And yeah, so again, I'll have days where I wake up and I'm like, not going near any of that. But then I've got other days, which are luckily and thankfully the majority, where I feel inspired and want to keep going.
Yeah. Have you found it easy? I mean, in terms of like working with producers and other songwriters right now, have you found doing that remotely easy, or is it like an interesting process?
It's definitely an interesting process. I mean, you definitely don't necessarily get that energy that you do from people when you're all in a room together and you have an idea and you feel great about it, or you don't feel great about it. There's a lot more like troubleshooting in a sense. Also, bad internet connection is just like, it will be the death of me. Every time I get on to like do a session, it's just like, oh God, is my internet going to be lovely today, or is it going to absolutely hate me? So that's made things quite interesting.
Yeah. You sort of have this pleasure of moving through, I guess, poppier art forms and more serious stuff, both in terms of your music and in terms of your work that you do on camera. And you often find yourself in a really sort of, from the outside looking in sort of like quite a nice, like cozy position right in the middle where everything sort of feels right. Yeah, what do you sort of, what about that do you sort of enjoy, your ability to sort of flip between film and music, and also in terms of making like pop music, sort of like poppier films and the more serious stuff?
I mean, I love that I get to do all of it. I feel like I'm constantly reminding myself of how fortunate I feel to be able to not only go between acting and singing, but within the world of acting alone, going from TV to film and one genre to another, and even within music, just working with all of these different writers and producers from different backgrounds in music and different parts of the world. It's all so awesome, and I feel very lucky to be doing all of it. But yeah, I mean, I think what's so fun about being able to switch back and forth between all of that, all of what you were just saying, is just being able to work different parts of my brain. And I don't know, I feel like I'm constantly being challenged with keeping it all fresh and new and switching things up like that. But yeah, I get to challenge different parts of my abilities and brain and keep it exciting.
Who do you confide in when it comes to music? Whose opinion do you trust?
Ooh. As far as things I want to write about, or when music is done and when I play it for them?
And well, maybe in terms of things you want to write, I guess write about. This is a very frank like body of work, and very honest. Yeah, do you trust yourself to know where to sort of draw the line, or who do you talk to be like, should I do this? Should I not?
Well, I think it's, anytime anytime you're feeling any strongly about any specific thing in your life, I think you're always going to be a little bit like, do I tell them everything? Do I tell them a little bit of it? And I think as far as like being in sessions with people that I've never met before, that's a weird thing. A lot of sessions that I had when I was working on this project were with writers that I so badly wanted to write with and had been a fan of, but then would get in the room and be like, this is awkward. You don't know me, but I'm about to give you my life story. Which is always obviously very strange, but I do have my family and a handful of friends that I always go to talk to, and I feel so fortunate.
Just cut out a bit. Should hopefully reload. Let's give it a second. Let's see. Can people? Oh, give us a second. I'm really back in. It'll just be a sec. She's here still, so we're all good. This is the happens.
Literally have no idea what just happened. I'm so sorry. My phone just cut out. I jinxed us at the beginning.
That literally, I mean, it's like you're saying, like, everyone's internet connection feels so unreliable right now.
Oh, it's so bad. Sorry. Anyway, what I was saying is I do have a handful of people that I go to and confide in, you know, about certain situations. But I think that with this whole process, I didn't really hold back. I feel like in times where maybe I would have before. And that was in those sessions with maybe people I just met or, I don't know. I think, you know, greatness comes out of being vulnerable, like I said before, and being honest. And the thing that mattered to me the most was being honest with myself. And I was never going to get that across if I wasn't honest with the people in the room that were there to help me. And luckily I came out of this project having worked with two incredible people, Kaz and Lowell, who I basically worked with on the whole project, and I'm continuing to. And I don't know, I just, you know, you create that bond and that trust, and it's rare. So I think when you do have it, it's a pretty good feeling.
Yeah. A lot of people were asking about the second season of Dickinson. So obviously, I think you started shooting at the end of last year. Is that all good? Did you get to tie everything up before this all happened?
Yeah, thankfully we were able to complete the shooting of season 2. I have seen almost all of it at this point, and it's so fun to be like in the know. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll watch TV shows where I'm literally screaming at the TV as if I've never seen anything like it before. And you know, when something happens that I could have predicted, even though I just like had no idea it was going to happen, it's so fun to just like be on the other end of like knowing exactly what's going down, when it's happening, you know, as far as the season goes. But I don't know when it's coming out. Hopefully, you know, sooner than later. I know that they're still wrapping it up and working on the, you know, little fine details and whatnot. But I'm very proud of it. Very excited for people to see.
Good, yeah. I'm glad, and it's good that it all managed to get finished shooting wise, because that's the difficult thing. I think hopefully, like, people won't have to wait too much longer, which is good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
A Stan account asked a question. Queen Hailee Steinfeld asked. Have you been watching or reading anything right now to pass the time?
So my brother and I have been watching this show called All American on Netflix, which my brother had started watching it, and he was like, "Oh, this show's so awesome! This show's so awesome!" And I was like, "Oh, I'll check it out." There aren't a lot of things that my brother and I can both sit and enjoy at the same time, so we just have very different taste. But yeah, it's a show that we are really digging, and it's just fun to kind of have that, you know, time with my brother where we get to tune into our show, you know. But I've been watching that. I've been like going in and out of Ozark, which I've got to start from the beginning and just like power through. The acting in that show is beyond. And yeah, that's about it.
Nice, good. Yeah, I feel like this is the perfect time to sort of binge watch those like TV series that have like umpteen episodes and several CDs that you just never jumped on yet.
Totally.
Like,
yeah.
I've got the time now that we can do it.
Yeah.
Fab, I have one last question, and it's from a fan called Celine, and she's asked, how are you going to celebrate release day?
You know, I was thinking about that yesterday. I feel like I got to do something, right? I don't know yet. I feel like I want to decorate my room, just make it feel festive, celebratory. But I don't know. Listen, it's obviously it feels like it's been a really long time coming, and I know it's a small collection of songs, but I just can't wait to get in touch with my fans and see how they're, you know, liking it. And yeah, we'll see. I got a week to think about it, so we'll come up with some release day party ideas.
There's still time. Well, yeah, it has to be said, we when we put out the call out for questions, we had literally thousands of people with
Amazing.
questions, all asking similar stuff. So I hope we've covered it all for them. But yeah, it's been great to speak to you. Congratulations again.
Thank
It's a
you.
really excellent body of work, and I want people to hear it as well. It's fab. But yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, nice to see you. Bye, Hailee.
It's totally cutting out now. Oh my God. Come on
I'll
now.
let, can you hear us now?
You're back.
I'll let you say
You're back. You're
I'll
back.
let
You're back.
okay, I'll let you say bye formally. So you can say bye to everyone instead of just cutting you off.
Oh my
um,
God. Imagine it's over.
just leave.
Over now. Well, thank you so much. This was so fun. I'm such a huge fan of ID, so this was really fun for me and exciting. But yeah, thanks to everybody that tuned in and sent in questions. It's so exciting. I can't wait for you guys to hear Half Written Story on May 8th.
Amazing. Thank you so much. It's been a delight
Thank
to
you,
have
love.
you. I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Great. That was Hailee Steinfeld. Her new written story drops next Friday, May the 8th. We're in May already. What a fast month. Yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. Yeah, let us know who else you want us to talk to. And we'll see you soon. Yeah, stay safe, everyone. Bye.